Hello there, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome back to the Talos Principle, and we are almost finished with pretty much most of the puzzles in this game, so we are going to go ahead and take on World C6, which has considerably less sigils compared to the previous one we did, which had like, I want to say 7. This one is just a measly little 4. Of course, the stars count as sigils because they work that way whenever you're trying to open star doors. And this area is actually pretty neat. It has a pretty interesting little opening entrance, sort of like a very old ruins of a church. We do have a couple files right here that I suppose I should read, and there is one time capsule in this area. Here you can read about faith, and we can also read about a thank you note. It's a whole bunch of real world related stuff, which is just all part of the story. I'm sure you're familiar with it at this point, and if not, then maybe you should go read them if you're actually playing the game, or if you're just watching my videos and like pausing in between. Here's a mirror.
This is all ego, isn't it? Recording these random thoughts, these letters to the future. Just a desperate grab for immortality. But you should know, yes, this was my idea, my project, but so many people helped. People I don't even know. People I haven't even met who can do things I don't even begin to understand. That if we succeeded, if someone's listening to this, I really can't take credit for it. What we achieved together. And if we failed, well, it doesn't matter.
That was a pretty interesting mirror. I was half expecting to see a reflection of my beautiful robotic self, but instead, I got to listen to a voice of someone else. There's a QR code back here, which I can't read because it's covered by a thick scurry of vines. So, we're not going to look at that just yet. Instead, we are going to do some puzzles, and we're going to start off with probably the medium puzzle of this, I want to say. It can be a little difficult to understand, but once you have a general grasp of what you're doing, it's actually not all that bad. So, the 7 doors of recording. There's a whole bunch of doors right here. Start off by making a connection like so, and then jamming the door with the jabber while holding down the pressure plate. Apparently that didn't work. I don't know why it didn't target the door, but it didn't target the door. Now the door should be targeted, and then you should take this and connect it like so. Positioning of this connector is actually fairly important, so I would recommend you keep it right around this point. And we can't exactly go much further at this area in particular. There's a little alcove with a pine tree in it, but that pine tree is not going to give us all the answers today, and neither is that wall over there. Instead, we're gonna probably have a recording stand right about here for the next 4.5 million years, so that way it gives me enough time to actually solve this puzzle, because at the very end of it is a very slow opening door, and that slow opening door might be a slight hindrance towards our progress, and I don't want to have to do this all over again. But you can look at the detail of this button, such as how you're supposed... I don't know what that warning sign is supposed to mean, because it kind of looks a little strange from here. It's like a guy's getting crushed by a block that's pointing towards the button or something. I don't know how it works. I think the point is you should not lie down on pressure plates, you should stand on them, because if you just lie down on them, you'll look like a fool, really. And I think I'm gonna wait maybe about, I want to say 10 more seconds, possibly 15 if I'm scared enough to do this, because these things... It takes a lot of time to find a solution to a puzzle, you might say. And we are going to go ahead and do that solution right now. So, with a recorded memory of these objects in place, we could just grab the ones in real time, have our little guy stand right there, and then take these all along with us. Starting off by probably jamming the door like this, and then make a connection like so. And that's a very slow opening door. What you want to do is, that's going to open like the first door. There's technically a pressure pad right over there, but what you want to do is you still want to be standing on the button, and you want to connect it like this. So that way, if you connect the jammer, then that will still be sitting on that button, and it will also be opening the farthest door. It's a little difficult to explain right now because I'm in a slight rush to get this before all the recorded objects disappear. But I hope you understood what I meant correctly, because this laser is holding open this door, and you wouldn't be able to bring any objects over here realistically. So, yeah. The reason that door opened was because we picked up the sigil, and that's pretty much why. Now, there's actually a star behind that wall, and since it's technically part of the puzzle, we're gonna get it right now. So I'm just gonna start off by connecting this like this, and then I'm going to wrap this around. And I'll probably give myself around, I want to say, 25 seconds to record, just so that way I can bring the objects with me, because we do need them. It is quite vital. So rather than just run over there and stare at everything that I'm supposed to be doing, I'm just gonna kind of jump around, look at myself through the eyes of the recorder, which is kind of neat. You can look at yourself do a little bit of parkour and then maybe interacting with yourself afterwards. I don't really know how to get that achievement, by the way. There's this one achievement in this game which involves recording and then interacting with the recording of yourself, but I don't know how to get that. Like, I don't know what the stipulation is for unlocking that achievement. It's a weird little thing to me. So, hold open the door like so. Yeah, in fact, you just need to hold this open with the connector and then just take this jammer with you. Boom! Star! And that's the end of this area, so we're just gonna take a quick sprint all the way back. I kind of considered maybe just teleporting by resetting the entire puzzle, but I don't really feel like it. That takes way too long. There's also a really neat statue of a dragon and a little dragon right over here. If you like that sort of stuff, it's pretty neat. Now, circumlocation is the most difficult puzzle of this area, and it might take me slightly longer to complete, because it involves a lot of strict and strategic positioning in order to win. And that's no lie right there, that's actually quite very much the truth. This is a little bit of an awkward puzzle to work with, so if I make some slight blunders, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to go off of what I remember best. And what I remember best is that I want to be opening the doors like this for now. And by doing so, I think I need this box. Grab the box. And go on a boxing spree right over here. So that way we don't need to hold that door open with the jammer. And take the jammer with you. Open up the door like so. And there should be another connector right around here. The purpose of all this is that we need to have a connector to open up the door that's over there. We need a jammer to jam that mine, and we also need to have a connector right here to open up this door. It's a whole lot of stuff we need to do, and we need to take a fair amount of connectors with us. And we're gonna do just that, so I'm gonna start off by probably opening things up like this, and that's not going to work for now, but it should work once we remove that particular connector that was already in place. So let's go ahead and try that. Perfect! That's exactly what we need. We just need to bring these two connectors with us, and also a jammer, I think. But now the question is, how do I bring the jammer over here? And the solution to this puzzle is to not be an idiot and actually remember all the steps you need to take in order to win this one. Such as the fact that you kinda need to have this door sorta, I might have done this a little bit oddly, actually. Just a little bit too oddly, now that I think about it. Because there's not very much room right here, is there? It's okay. We can probably fix this just by a little bit of strategic positioning. If I could just maybe do that now. I might have messed up the puzzle a little bit, guys. I might have messed it up just a slight bit. These little puzzles here, man, they're all so difficult and confusing. But once you figure it out, hey, once you figure it out, it's no big deal. So now we're going to grab this and take it with us on an adventure. You see, it's really easy to think ahead with a lot of this stuff. The thing is, I only have room to do one test playthrough. Otherwise, my save data will be overwritten, and there's just not much I could do about that, so I'm sorry, but if I tend to mess up like this, I can't really prevent that from happening. It's just natural with me. I might overshoot a couple things and misrecall what I'm specifically supposed to do, but once we're on the right track, hey, it becomes a little bit more of a breeze. So if you've been following the steps correctly, and not making a mistake like I did, then you might very well just actually beat the game. Boom. Puzzle done.